Hey, it's me, Tammy B, and this is my review for How to Get Away with Murder. All right, you guys, so this is season 2, episode 2, She's Dying. So we start right where we left off pretty much, and it's showing a little bit of what happened to Annalise. As we know, she's shot on the floor bleeding. So we see Wes running, so we like, oh my gosh, what Wes have to do with it, right? But he runs towards the rest of the group. So now we see that everybody's there. So we like, okay, everybody's there. So it's not just Wes, right? So they like, where's Connor? And they was like, oh, I thought he was with you. So all the kids run back in the house, and then it shows Connor on top of Annalise trying to help her. And then he's trying to get help from them, like, come on, she's dying. And he mentioned, like, this is all your fault anyway. And it looked like she's trying to shake her head like, no, it's not. And lo and behold, everybody else get Connor to leave her alone. Like, come on, this is her fault. Let's go. So, dang, y'all, what happened? Number one, for her to get shot, and number two, for the kids to be like, well, that's on her, we out of here. But shoot, after that whole ordeal with Sam, I wouldn't be caught up in no more murders with them kids either. So I get it. So anyway, the black brother and the Asian sister who was on trial for killing their parents, as we know, the auntie got killed last week. So the police arrest them. So they getting grilled in the interrogation room, and Annalise find out. So boom, right in the nick of time, she show up right when the Asian daughter, about to confess to something. But whatever, Annalise save them. So the Asian daughter and the black brother get off. Wes goes home, and the manager was like, hey, your girlfriend don't live here no more. Do you want to go through her stuff? And he like, nah, I'm good, right? So anyway, all the other kids go back to the office, and they just twiddling around. They kind of talking about something, and then when Asher walks in, he's like, what y'all talking about? And they like, oh, never mind. So Connor tries to cover and be like, oh, my boo got HIV, and I'ma still have sex with him. And Asher was like, what? No. And it's so funny because even though Connor said that just to kind of change the subject, the funny thing is he threw something out there that was the truth. He could have made something up like, oh, we was talking about the Laker game or something. You know what I'm saying? But so he actually told the truth about something, and I think that was his way of kind of just expressing something. So Asher was like, no, you don't have to do that. I know he a good, whatever. The sex may be good or whatever, but don't do it. You could die. It's so funny because he sounds so concerned, but everybody else, even though this is the first time I think they're hearing it, they just like whatever, or kind of just flabbergasted, or just kind of laughing how Asher is so concerned and telling him not to do it. And I don't know, you guys, medication, like, I believe they have the cure for a lot of these diseases. Not to get into conspiracy theories and just don't give them, but I know medication works wonders for certain conditions, but I will have to admit I am shocked that he is so open to even the idea of just staying with someone who does have HIV. But hey, this is millions of America who probably going through this. So, he's not the first, and unfortunately he won't be the last, but he does seem like he kind of was just like, oh, okay, just a little bit more easier than I would expect it, especially for somebody he hasn't known that long, but whatever. So, Annalise and Eve meet up in the car so they could talk. Annalise wants some details on the case, and Eve tell her, like, look, I know you assigned me to this case, but don't micromanage me. I'm not about to keep calling you and telling you everything that happened. I'm still a lawyer, and even though you gave me the case, there is still lawyer-client confidentiality, right? So I'm not about to keep breaking it. So they kiki a little bit more, touch hands, yada, 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 and just, come to the conclusion like, okay, Eve got it. So Annalise just need to fall back and wait and see. Frank knows Bonnie killed old girl now too. I guess he just figured out it on his own because it didn't show Annalise telling him. So Frank goes to press Bonnie like, oh yeah, that was some good work, a bag, no evidence, da 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 da. And she like, just leave me alone. And Frank recognizes that Bonnie is sad about Annalise, and Frank just comments, she'll come around. So clearly Frank either know the story between him and Bonnie, or between Bonnie and Annalise, or maybe Frank just know that Bonnie is so stuck on Annalise and just trying to make her feel better. But I don't know. That was a weird scene. I wish they would just tell what happened, but then again, I guess that won't be a show, right? So Annalise gets slut shamed on trial, you guys. Even though this trial is for Nate and for Eve to try to get Nate off, it's still about Annalise and her husband dying. So they call Annalise to the witness stand, and she walk up there with her stone cold walk. And the funny thing is, okay, that walk, like, okay, half of it could be that she can't walk good in heels, but honestly, I kind of think that's on purpose. I kind of think that, not manly, but I don't know how can I describe the walk, but a little bit edgy, a little bit rough type walk. I think it also goes with her character. I don't think it's solely Annalise not walking in heels, because they've been through it for a whole season. I'm pretty sure she's seen the critique online. I'm pretty sure the writers have. So I kind of think that walk is on purpose for Annalise as a character. So the lady just, blatantly asked her, how long y'all been doing it? When did y'all start? Whatever. So it seemed like they knew each other for a long time, Nate and Annalise, and one night they got drunk at a bar and had sex. Or whatever. That seemed to be the story. But whatever. It was just funny that Annalise had to get slut shamed on trial. All of the kids is in the back row. I'm like, that courtroom is small enough. Y'all know she got to see y'all. And they was like, nah, she don't see us. I was like, y'all crazy. So anyway, the trial, that part is over. They in the hallway, and some guy comes talking to Michaela and Connor, like, oh, can I use your phone or whatever? And he kind of flirts with Michaela or whatever. And he looks suspicious from jump, y'all. I was like, something ain't right. Don't nobody just walk up to them, of all people, to actually use the phone. So this is the first time we see this guy when he come into the court hallway or whatever. So Connor's trying to get Michaela to talk to him, like, hey, you single, just have sex with him. He cute, or go out with him. But she like, nah, I'm not here for it. Plus he in court, so he probably on parole. So anyway, Caleb, the black brother from the case that Annalise took over, DNA is all in the car that killed the auntie. And remember, he went on the jog the same night the auntie got killed. So right now it's looking like Caleb is the killer. So they decide to send Wes to go talk to the Asian sister to see what information she could give. So Wes goes in there to talk to the sister, and he make it seem like, oh, he early, and he just gonna sit down and wait for the team. So he started off good, because she was like, oh, I don't care, yeah, come in and wait. And so she started talking a little bit, but after a while she was like, oh, they sent you in here to question me, huh? And Wes got called, but he was like, look, yeah, they did, so you might as well tell me what happened. So he got called. He started doing good, but you lost it, Wes, whatever. And oh girl, OG for catching it. And he was like, just tell me what happened. And did she tell him? I don't know, but now the sister know that the brother's DNA is in the car, and I do think the sister mentioned that the brother did go for a walk, so it is kind of looking suspicious. So Eve, since Annalise is on the witness stand, Eve starts to question Annalise, and at first they wanted Nate to lie, but Nate was like, I'm not lying on the court, on the from the court stand or whatever it's called. I'm not lying on stand. So Eve kind of has to come up with something else herself to help Nate win, right? So she just goes for the jugular with Annalise. But the funny thing is, y'all, she went with the truth, even though she so-called made it up. Nate was just gonna say, and they didn't want to say that he got in a fight, even though I think it is true, or vice versa. He didn't want to say, or he did want to say they got in a fight. I don't know, whatever. But he wouldn't say it. So Eve told Annalise, like, whatever, you lying, you been sleeping with him, you mad, he got a wife, so you framed him. You got somebody to put his fingerprints on that ring, and that was that. And you really killed him. And so Annalise was like, dang, like she held her own. She was like, no, you're lying, you're badgering, whatever. So she held it down. But deep inside, you could be like, she was like, dang, no, for real. But the funny thing is, everything that Eve said was true. She did put the fingerprint on Nate's ring, and she did kill Sam. She didn't probably actually do the killing, but she know what happened. So that was so funny. So Michaela saw that. She was like, oh, well, I'm going to use that for our case. Saying that the evidence was planted. And come to find out, maybe evidence was planted on this black brother and Asian sister. They found a forensic report saying Caleb's DNA was in the car. But then Michaela did some digging and found out they did one DNA test and the results was inconclusive. So then they ran another DNA test, or they botched another DNA test to show that Caleb DNA was in the car. So for some reason, I don't know if the police just want to get this case over with and just nail it on somebody, or if somebody really is trying to frame Caleb and his Asian sister. So Annalise and Bonnie have some heart-to-heart moment. Annalise all pissed off because of what happened when she got grilled on trial today. She bang on the kids and tell them she don't ever want to see them in court no more. Bonnie come on trying to do stuff, but whatever it is, Bonnie didn't get it right. So Annalise was like, you can't do nothing right. I can't trust you for nothing. And Bonnie was like, you can, but you never let me do something. You don't want to trust me, so you can talk to me like this or whatever. And she was like, I'm trying to tell you, I killed Rebecca for you. I hope you understand that. Just like you protected me, I'm protecting you. And so they still talking around whatever the exact detail is of what Annalise did for Bonnie. But Annalise was like, I didn't save you, Bonnie. And the fact that you think I saved you from whatever this thing is, you still ain't got your marbles all together. Y'all, I wish they would just say what it is, but whatever. Bonnie feel like Annalise saved her, so in return, she kind of been having her back. But Annalise was like, somebody needed to save you from me, because look what you've become. So we'll see. So Nate get free, y'all. Even though Eve is Nate's lawyer, so Eve clearly did a good job. Even though the first lady was grilling Annalise, the judge was like, look, this trial is about Nate, not about Annalise, and even though you raised some good points, you need to go back to the drawing board, and I don't have enough to hold Nate. So Nate free, y'all. So Laura went to Frank's house because earlier Frank was like, oh, let's kick it, and she was like, no, I got stuff to do. She said she had a test to do. So now this test is so-called over. She go to Frank's house all kind of loose to take a shot and have fun. And then Frank was like, you didn't come over here to just to chill. You came over here to have sex. So he get all in her face, talking about what he gonna do to her, what moves he gonna do to her, how he gonna kiss her and touch her. And she starts slowly but surely getting all hot and bothered. Then boom, y'all, Frank was like, but that's not gonna happen tonight. I was like, oh, he got her good, y'all, because I knew that's what she came over there for right when she walked in the door, because he was trying to get with her earlier, like I said, and she was like, no, I got exams. So to come in there and your first announcement is my exam is done, like, come on now, clearly that is what you came for. But Frank did her dirty, y'all. And I was surprised, too, because I thought he would take it. But he was like, no, I'm not some play toy that you can pick up and put down when you want to or whatever. So get out my house. So Laurel got out, y'all. I thought that was so funny. So Eve goes over to Annalise's house just to see what's up, and Annalise acting stank. Eve like, look, why are you acting stank? Just tell me. And at first Annalise like saying, no, it's nothing. Then finally she was like, why did you have to do me like that? I understand you was trying to win their case, but you could have said anything, but you said I did it. You pointed out this, you pointed out that. So I feel like it was a personal attack. Like, you're a good enough lawyer to win without saying that. So I didn't see why you had to do me like that. So Eve admits, hey, I still love you. So clearly they kiss, they do it or something and spend a night or something, because the next day Eve is leaving. She kisses Annalise and say, hey, consider come moving with me. And Annalise is like, I think about it. And look who down the block peeping through binoculars. Not for real binoculars, but peeping. Nate, y'all. So Nate see Annalise and Eve kiss. So he's sitting there taking notes like, oh, okay. All right. So Boom. So Wes go back home, and even though he told the manager that he didn't want Rebecca's stuff, all of Rebecca's stuff is in front of his door. So he go ahead and take it in his house. He look at a picture, y'all, and it's of Rebecca and her homies. And guess who one of the homies is, y'all? The guy from the court earlier. The guy who tried to get with Michaela. And remember, Connor kind of pressed Michaela to go on a date with him, y'all. So as soon as we see the picture of that guy from the court earlier, we realized, like, that's probably Eggs 911. And then lo and behold, they flashed Michaela on a date with him. So she ended up setting up a date with him. So, oh my gosh, you guys. So we get to see who this guy is. He clearly knows Rebecca. Maybe it's Eggs 911. Since Michaela texted him back, maybe he tracked her down. So we don't know. So we'll see what happened with this guy. And I'm like, come on, Michaela. Your first boo was gay. The last guy you tried to get in a bar with was gay. You stupid about your ring. You stupid about texting 911. Now, of all the dates you could go on, is some from Eggs 911. Like, come on, Michaela. Like, I want you to win, girl. Stop being dumb. So, anyway, like I said, the prosecutor for Nate's case, the one who was grilling Annalise at first, you know, she lost or whatever, right? So, Asher meets her and was like, boom, we lost. Now I don't have to report to you no more. Now you can stop asking me questions. I'm about to go home and celebrate. And she was like, oh yeah, you can go home and celebrate. And while you at it, you can deliver some bad news. I'm also the prosecutor on the case. And I forgot the name of the case, but I think it's the Black brother and Asian sister case. So she was like, yeah. Oh, it is that case. She was like, yeah, you could go home and celebrate for this case, but you might as well go ahead and deliver the news that I'm the prosecutor on the other case y'all got with those, with the Black brother and Asian sister killing their parents. So Asher just kind of stopped his little victory dance in his track, and it's just like, what? So that's pretty much it, you guys. So then they flash back to the scene with Annalise dying, and nobody just have her back, you guys. They pretty much just leave her on the floor to die. So she all breathing and panting, and kind of shows the rest of the house, you guys. And guess who else laid on the floor looking like they dead? The prosecuting attorney, the lady who just told Asher, like, don't celebrate too much, y'all. So that's it, you guys. So we get to see what happened. Who's doing all of these killings? Because clearly it's not Connor, because, you know, he was trying to help Annalise. It's not Wes, because he gets to the rest of the group and they like, where everybody at? So who y'all think it is? It got to either be Frank, or maybe Caleb is really the killer. So I don't know. Earlier, Caleb was getting pressed, and he was like, I take a jog the same time every day. So he mapped out the route for Bonnie or whatever, or mentioned the route, and that route was not where the aunt was. So he clearly didn't kill the aunt. And then the evidence showed he really wasn't in the car. So it kind of seeming like they're innocent. But now that Annalise is shot in their house, who else could it be? Well, maybe it's whoever really killed the parents or something. I don't know, you guys, but it was a good episode. It was action packed. I know that flashing back and forth without finding out what's going on is kind of annoying, but it's still really good, you guys. So that was it. So that was How to Get Away with Murder, season 2, episode 2, called She's Dying. So, all right, you guys, you know what's up. Give me the thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please share the video with your family or friends or anyone who you know who may be interested. And that's pretty much it. All right, you guys. See you next time. Bye.